The Emirates Mars mission was launched on the 19th of July 2020 and reached Mars on the 9th of February 2021. The mission design, development, and operations are led by the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center and the University of California, Berkeley. The space probe will study daily and seasonal weather cycles, weather events in the lower atmosphere such as dust storms, and how the weather varies in different regions of the planet. It will also add to our knowledge about Mars' atmospheric hydrogen and oxygen loss and other possible reasons behind the planet's drastic climate changes. The mission is being carried out by a team of Emirati engineers in collaboration with foreign research institutions, and as a contribution towards a knowledge-based economy in the UAE. HOPE was the first of 3 space missions sent toward Mars during the July 2020 Mars launch window, with missions also launched by the national space agencies of China and the United States. The spacecraft was launched from the Tanegashima Space Center in Japan with a Japanese rocket, the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries HEA launch vehicle. All 3 arrived at Mars in February 2021. The Emirates Mars mission was the first of the 3 to arrive at Mars, performing a successful orbit entry maneuver on the 9th of February 2021. On the 9th of February 2021, the United Arab Emirates became the first Arab country and the 5th country to reach Mars and the 2nd country to successfully enter Mars orbit on its first try. The idea for a UAE mission to Mars came from a UAE cabinet retreat at the end of 2013. The mission was announced by Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates, in July 2014, and is aimed at enriching the capabilities of Emirati engineers and increasing human knowledge about the Martian atmosphere. The spacecraft is a Mars orbiter for studying the Martian atmosphere and climate. It was built by a joint laboratory for atmospheric and space physics and the University of California, Berkeley. The HOPE probe was launched from Japan by a Japanese HEA rocket, built and operated by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in the 19th of July 2020 and arrived at Mars on the 9th of February 2021. It became the first mission to Mars by any West Asian, Arab or Muslim majority country. The UAE Space Agency and the Indian Space Research Organisation set up a joint working group to assist UAESA in the Emirates Mars mission. To accomplish the objectives of the Emirates Mars mission, an agreement was signed between the United Arab Emirates Space Agency and MBRSC, under a directive given by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai. As per the agreement, the Emirates Mars mission will be funded by the UAE Space Agency and it will also supervise the complete execution process for the HOPE probe. The agreement outlines the financial and legal framework along with assigning a timeline for the entire project. Under the agreement, MBRSC has been commissioned to design and manufacture the HOPE probe. The mission deputy project manager and science-led, Sarah Al-Amiri, collaborated with LASP, UC Berkeley, and ASU to design and build the orbiter. The project manager is Omran Sharaf. The name HOPE was chosen because it sends a message of optimism to millions of young Arabs, according to Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. The resulting mission data will be shared freely with more than 200 institutions worldwide. The HOPE probe is cuboid in shape and structure, with a mass of 1,350 kilograms long, equivalent to a small car. HOPE uses two 900-watt solar panels to charge its batteries, and it communicates with Earth using a high-gain 1.5 meters. Thrusters are responsible for delicate maneuvers. The travel time of the HOPE probe was about 200 days on its journey of 493 times 10 to the 6 kilometers. Upon arrival, it entered an initial 40-hour orbit, from which it will perform a periapsis-raising maneuver to enter a final orbit of 55-hour period, and studied the Martian atmosphere for 2 years while its instruments help build holistic models of it. The data are expected to provide additional data on the escape of the atmosphere to outer space. The HOPE probe will carry 3 scientific instruments to study the Martian atmosphere. which include a digital camera for high-resolution colored images, an infrared spectrometer which will examine the temperature profile, ice, water vapor in the atmosphere, and an ultraviolet spectrometer which will study the upper atmosphere and traces of oxygen and hydrogen further out into space. The mission is regarded as an investment in the UAE's economy and human capital. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum mentioned 3 messages when he announced the mission. The first message is for the world, that Arab civilization once played a great role in contributing to human knowledge, and will play that role again. The second message is to our Arab brethren, that nothing is impossible, and that we can compete with the greatest of Nati.